Guys, without further ado, the first official trailer has been released for James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy, which hits AMC Theatres everywhere on August 1st. The trailer made its debut on Jimmy Kimmel Live last night and recycled some footage shown at San Diego Comic-Con and also introduced some new scenes. John, what is your initial reaction to the first full trailer?
I learned three things about Guardians of the Galaxy from this trailer, because a lot of us have been wondering, what is Guardians of the Galaxy going to be? It is the most unknown commodity Marvel has done so far out of any of their projects. So here are three things that I learned about Guardians of the Galaxy from this trailer. Number one, I learned why they cast Chris Pratt. Because, you know, Chris Pratt, I'm a big fan of Chris Pratt. I think he's a great talent, never a mistake to recruit talent. But I always wondered, that's a weird Chris Pratt in a Marvel film. Now that I've seen this trailer, and you see the type of character they want Peter Quill to be, they want Star-Lord to be, suddenly now, yep, now I see it. Chris Pratt is the perfect guy to do this character, if the little sample size we got in the trailer is really the Star-Lord they're going for, and if they are, they got the right guy. They absolutely got the right guy. The second thing I really got from the trailer, and it should be no surprise coming from Gunn as the director, this will be an action-heavy movie. There's going to be a lot of action in this movie. Gunn, even in a movie like a kind of a horror-like movie like Slither, there's a lot of things happening in Gunn's film there. So this is definitely, when I'm watching this trailer, I get the feeling this is going to be an action-heavy film. The third thing I learned about Guardians of the Galaxy right away, this is going to be unlike any Marvel film they've done so far. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say this. Even though I saw the footage that they showed at Comic-Con, this is a completely different feeling movie than I was expecting it. Because, you know, with all the superhero comic book films, right, and the trailer is meant to show you what a badass the hero is. That's what it is. So in that opening shot in the trailer, when Chris Pratt is doing his Indiana Jones thing and taking whatever that orb is, right? And the guys come in. When the three guys come in, you expect, okay, so this is the part in the comic book movie trailer where now they show us how badass the hero is. He's going to kick all their asses. And he doesn't. He just gives some stupid quippy line. I'm Star-Lord, you know, legendary outlaw. And, you know, they arrest him, whatever. Or when he goes in to get his headphones off the guy, you expect, okay, this is where we're going to see Star-Lord kick the guy's ass. Instead, he gets tased. It's like, this is such a different movie from any other comic book film we've ever seen, from any other Marvel film we've ever seen. And I got to tell you, it threw me so off guard the first time I watched it through. I'm like, what did I just watch? And then I watched it again, and I loved it. So I'm very curious to see. Like, look, by getting James Gunn to direct, we knew Marvel was going to try something different. By getting this really eclectic cast together, we knew it was going to be something different. And now we're seeing the first trailer, and we know it's going to be really different. And I, for one, am very excited to see what kind of direction they go in. Anyway, Schnepp, you saw the trailer. Your thoughts on it?
I loved it. I absolutely love this trailer. It's everything I wanted and more. I mean, the only thing I was bummed about with this trailer is that I didn't see Yondu, which is Michael Rooker's character. I want to see that weird, you know, how they're going to deal with that. Or the Nova Corps with their helmets. Right. So that's just from being a super nerd. I wanted to see that, but everything else was great. I cannot wait to see this film because it feels like it's hitting all the right spots to make a really fun action adventure with just the right of comedy, and the comedy coming from the characters, not like written as jokes. It's just like, hey, dude, I'm Star-Lord. He calls himself Star-Lord. And it's like, sort of, I was like, I think he's like using the tape deck because they grabbed him probably maybe from 1976. That's maybe why he has a cassette tape player. I mean, that's my guess. But everything about this film, just a little glimpses of Rocket Raccoon. We haven't heard him say anything yet, but we see him actually spit out and do a spit take. I can't wait to see just a scene of Bradley Cooper doing Rocket Raccoon. Everything about it was a great setup. When they finally launched that second trailer, that's when, you know, explosions are going to go off. But this was great.
You know what? One of the parts I love about the show, you reminded me of it, when they're like, they call him Star-Lord, and the other guy, who calls him that? He does.
Exactly. He calls himself Star-Lord, yeah.
Dennis, your thoughts?
I really liked it. I was surprised. I mean, we knew it was going to have some comedic elements to it because you had James Gunn directing and Chris Pratt as the lead, but I didn't know how far they were going to go. And seeing from this trailer, it looks like it's pretty far. I know some people, not a lot, some people were turned off by the song, the Hooked on a Feeling song, that kind of, you know, they're not used to that. And I think with Marvel, they are taking a risk because this is different from what they've done before. But that's the thing about Marvel. They're willing to do that. They're willing to commit to something. Unlike with WB and DC, they're like, oh, we don't know if we're going to do this or that. Marvel's like, okay, we're going to have this talking raccoon that fires machine guns.
And rides on the shoulder of a walking tree.
Exactly. They're like, so, obviously they're going to turn off some people. Some people are just not going to watch this movie because they're like, oh, there's a walking tree and a raccoon with a gun.
And those people are lame.
Well, the thing is, but Marvel doesn't care. They're
Right.
like, screw them.
Yeah.
We're going to do this movie, and let's see how it goes. So I think it's a great move by Marvel.
Now, to be fair to Marvel, and we've kind of talked about this a little bit before, Marvel, I should say to be fair to Warner Brothers and DC, Marvel has earned this position, but Marvel is in a position now where they can afford a bomb. Yeah. So they're in a position where, we are free. We have earned this place that we're at right now by making quality films in a quality universe. We've earned the opportunity to take a real risk. And, we thought the risk was just doing this kind of unknown comic book property in Guardians of the Galaxy. But now we're seeing this trailer. It's like they're risking more than just the title. They're risking the style that they've never done before, and this is a completely different feeling film, and I bravo to them for being willing to take this risk, and I think it's going to work. I really do. I'm so excited.
This definitely has the humor in it, though, does have a little bit of that flavor, the Joss Whedon-y kind of Avengers flavor.
Absolutely.
So that's why I feel it's a risk, and it's brave, but it's the most brave thing by taking an unknown title. When I first heard they were doing Guardians of the Galaxy, I could not believe it. My jaw dropped. I'm like,
yeah,
you're not doing
too.
a Hulk movie or I named off like 10 other movies to a friend of mine who works at Marvel, and he was like, no, we're doing Guardians. And it's like, because they believe in it so much, and it opens up the cosmic part of the Marvel universe.
Yes.
That's what this movie is. They realized they needed something that's a key to unlock the Earthbound characters into the rest of the Marvel universe. So you might be getting that Planet Hulk movie, dude.
I mean, who knows, right? I mean, not only is it Guardians of the Galaxy, but it's also Ant-Man as well. If they can take these kinds of risks with these two movies, and if they do them well, and the audience responds to them well, I'm telling you right now, Planet Hulk gets back on the table really fast.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, nothing becomes off limits.
Right.
I mean, Inhumans, whatever. If this works, and the audience responds to it the way we have to Avengers and things like that, we are in a position where anything that is in the Marvel comic universe becomes a possibility in the cinematic universe. And if they do, I mean, who knows where we're going to go from there.
Right.
All right, what's next?
I have not stopped singing Hooked on a Feeling thanks to that trailer. That was amazing. And so many people on the chat board are comparing the looks of Guardians of the Galaxy to Firefly, which I think is really interesting. Because
Actually,
they
yeah,
do look
nice
a lot
insight.
alike.
Nice insight.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.